Hello, travelers. Welcome. I'm excited, but also don't look. Don't look at me. Don't look at any of this just yet. This is all a work in progress, but I am working, rest assured. I severely apologize for the delay in getting content out right now. I think at the worst, my content should only be delayed. Like, your usual programming will return like a week late, basically. So this is the new place. So welcome. Thanks to you fine guys and gals. I have some new equipment on the way. I finally upgraded my chairs. I'm a very comfy boy. It's barren right now, but it's going to be decorated. But thinking about a sterile facility devoid of anything other than commissioned oil paintings and what is corporate approved. So my most recent Severance upload was per request. I did a reading of the Lexington letters. Lexington letters, right? Appreciate you guys and gals that gave it a listen, and we talked. I screwed up the Milchek bit a little bit. I didn't realize it wasn't our boy down here, which I think our boy down here is Seth Milchek, if I recall. This came out about 11, well, I mean, it says 11 as of recording this, but it's the end of the day, so I'm gonna say 12 days ago they actually dropped a trailer for this. So once again, per request, this is the I mean, here we go. This is no green screen, no fancy background, no big old editing. I'm just gonna react to this and have a mild discussion. I do still want to talk about comments, and I might even go into that a little bit in the video, just kind of address some viewer and fan theories. But in any case, here we have, dude, 9.3 million views in 12 days. I'm so glad this show's getting more traction. I don't want to keep talking too much. Let's get the volume to a reasonable level. This is the official trailer. Dude, how, after what happened in the end of season 1, how did we get here? But after Helly's maneuver, after Mark's maneuvers, Irving, I assume just waking up right outside of Bert's house. And then I'm glad I thought that our boy Dylan took a pocket knife to the stomach, but I think Milchek just tackled him in a fit of frustration and rage. So I'm glad that our boy, our goat, our certified employee of the month, waffle party pending, is doing okay. But without further ado, dude, here we go. I'm just so hyped for this. I love this show.
I know you're still weighing whether to return to Lumen.
Oh.
But the Mark I've come to know is happy.
Hello, is anyone there? Is the board on? It's Marquez from Macro.
Oh, dude, he's getting even more aggro.
What you all did was one of the most painful moments in the history of this company.
Oh my God, hush. You hush.
But the four of you have become known as the face of Severance reform.
Okay, so we're not in trouble?
I don't think so. Milchek said we're famous.
All of us equally, or one of us is like the star?
Oh no, they're gonna spin it?
So what the hell did you guys see up there?
It's not our world up there.
My Audi's wife died a few years ago.
Am I crazy, or you can tell the budget's been upped a little bit and there's even more positive reception? The show already looked good, but some of these shots feel even more crisp. I'm pretty sure the first season was still shot in 4K. It's hard to tell sometimes with the Apple TV bitrate. If you're not an Apple TV, if you're on a Windows computer, the bitrate in darker scenes can make things a bit more I feel like it's one of those shows where you watch the first season or two and then it picks up steam and gets more funding and the show just looks better as it goes on.
Except the woman is Miss Casey.
So what are you gonna do?
I gotta get her out of here.
Yo, revolution.
You said she's alive.
This is obscene.
I just want to be sure.
Oh, of course he's skeptical. Oh,
Why did you do this? What is this all about?
Do you know something about Gemma?
yo.
There'll be no honeymoon ending for you.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me with this?
Will be remembered as one of the greatest moments of this planet.
What is the work? The work is
You don't
important and
value
mysterious. The goats, the
You
goats.
fear them. We fear no one.
I'm tightening the leash.
If we let this happen to Miss Casey, who's gonna step up when it happens to us?
Now. Goodbye,
Yo.
Marcus.
Wait!
Oh my god. Yo. All right.
My name
You bet. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so
is
sorry.
Miss Huang. It's my first day here as deputy manager.
Oh.
Mark W.
Why are you a child?
Because of when I was born.
Yeah, why is this? What, children can get severed too? Oh my god. You do up so much to get into, and you bet your sweet candy ass we're doing a breakdown here. A frame by frame breakdown. So literally, dude, they said that we're the face of severance reform. Of course these bastards. See, now that I'm caught up, we can all theorize together. Of course these bastards at Lumen are going to try to spin this into a thing where it's like, well, clearly these severance workers, they broke through these dedicated employees, and they pointed out some flaws in the system, and they, you know what? We encourage it. We're proud of them for stepping up and for rising above the rest of their coworkers and standing for what they believe in. We might have had some faults. Maybe things weren't quite as ethical as we had hoped, but we're going to be turning over a new leaf, and these coworkers are a prime example of how we're going to go and do it. Like, that's a corporate pivot right there. That's masterful, and that's why Lumen's been around for as long as it has been. I'm curious who's speaking. It's got to be a higher up with Lumen. I don't know if it's... I mean, we saw like the current Egan, right? The current lead Egan, who is Helena Egan's father in the real world, her Audi. Interesting. We saw Mark in a full black, like almost like a Russian coat with the hat, the thermal number. So there's some like, exploration. It's still, this all takes place, I think timeline wise for the show, it's all still kind of in the same. I mean, it's been in winter, right? Like, it hasn't moved past winter. I mean, yeah, Devin has been pregnant, but I think she was already pretty close. So maybe there were some small time jumps. We got Christopher Walken here, but this appears to be Bert outside, like Bert's Audi. And if he's at his home, I wonder if this is a scene like right as Irving's been knocking on his door. If this is something else out of context, but it gives me hope for the old Bert and I almost said Bert and Ernie, the Bert and Irving that dynamic that we're all hoping for, right?
The greatest moment.
Mark running in the parking lot. Audi Mark running for his life, unless any Mark somehow got out again.
Of this planet.
Milch, dude, I like how now that well, I say Gemma, but now that Miss Cabell has kind of been outed from the company, like I feel like even her showing up to the gala to try to stop Helly doesn't make any difference. I don't think she's gonna be like re-inducted into the company. But like Milchek now, look, he's in a position, he's in her spot. He got that promotion I'm sure he's been wanting. But somebody also said they thought that like Gemma and Milchek also had the severance procedure done. If that's the case, it does make me wonder, like, no, I didn't think he was severed, because we've seen him behave the same way out of the severed floors as he does in the lower, like in the severed floor, right? Like I see his behavior as it's the same. I'm recording this on the 18th of December. We are less than a month away. That means I'm gonna have both Dark and Severance season 2 on my channel. I'm gonna be doing this week by week as it comes out. I am much excited. Love the
Mr.
aesthetic
Scout.
as always. So yeah, literally, I don't know if it's gonna start right here, but like from him running to Devin, like, she's alive. It's gonna cut like right to him being like, which, oh, again, amazing work by Adam Scott, just in the acting department. But he's just like right back here to the severed floor.
I know you're still weighing whether to return to Lumen.
Dude, seeing Milchek in like casual civvy clothes showing up in a leather jacket. I know you're still weighing whether to return to Lumen. So for the sake of this conversation, Mark has left the company because he said he was already just going to decide to, even before all this happened, Mark pretty much knew there was something going on. He wanted to leave the company. But of course, Milchek is going to show up at his doorstep and just try to assure him, like, I think, so Milchek might try to give him the hard sell, but something tells me that, like, the only reason Mark might go back, if not to, like, either to find out more about the company, to try to help his innie, or more likely if Devin can somehow convince him that there's the possibility of Gemma still being alive. I don't know why I called Cabell Gemma earlier. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about that. Sylvig. I meant to say Sylvig. Sylvig and Cabell. But no, his wife Gemma, because we're about to see in a scene pretty soon, Devin literally will tell Mark, like, hey, your innie said this, and he's like, that's perverse, I can't believe it, but denial, right? But literally, he's running for his life down here on the severed floor. This might be, again, if I had to, like, piece together some things, because I figure they wouldn't show us too much of late season antics, so if I had to piece together a theoretical timeline here, is that, like, Mark gets resevered once Milchek tackles Dylan. So then, of course, any Mark S doesn't wake up until, boom, here he is back on the severed floor. So with that adrenaline going, he's going to run back to, macro data refinement and try to find out what's going on.
For the Mark I've come to know.
Is that right? And of course, Milchek's also just booking it through these halls, but now back in a full suit.
Is happy.
But maybe it's not. So he ends up here. Maybe it's not like as soon as he gets back. Milchek's about to show up and he's got the black suit and he has a blue turtleneck on. And you can see right here, since Milchek has moved into Cabell's old office, he's like changed things up. So I clearly, for some reason, I don't know if it's because it's macro data refinement and they have the blue lanyards and key cards, right? I don't know if it's strictly because of the thematically, the color blue and whatnot, but he's wearing a blue turtleneck. He has blue walls. He has a painting of a glacier that's white and also blue. So, I mean, it's all very blue and navy coded, but maybe not the first episode, but at some point Mark decides to make a run for the manager's office and try to speak to the board directly.
Hello, is anyone there? Is the board on?
And he's shaken up. I mean, the editing would make you think, what does he have on his desk over here? The editing, I'm sure not that like weird Egan Clay mug statue that Cabell had, right? Maybe it's not episode 1, but something happens where Mark wakes up in the elevator all shaken up. And maybe this doesn't happen immediately after, but at some point he makes a run for the board. Yeah, Cabell and it's all like just blue now. Although he's not wearing blue right in this very scene, but like I said, we're about to see it. What does he have? Is that still like a little statue of Egan? Wait, what's his pin say? I can't tell. I honestly can't tell what the pin is. Oh, it's like a water droplet. It's the Lumen logo. Okay. So he's just like company pride. He has the dark colors, the neutrals, but it's like blue of some type, maybe definitely navy here. And then he has like the Lumen logo pinned to his lapel. Lord. Oh, I love to see Mark with the spine going up against Milchek over here. I can't wait for the rivalry.
What you all did was one of the most painful.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, that's there. Oh my god. So it is a new commission and they're gonna arrive back one day and it's both beautiful, alluring, but also like just deeply disturbing and overly just ridiculous, like the borderline, like the religious iconography that they use at Lumen to like put Kier in this prophetical like spotlight of sorts. Here's Kier, yeah, literally. So the transgressors, who if I look closely, it seems to be Helly, Dylan, Mark, and Irving, and of course buried up to their clavicle here. Of course, you have old Kier, we are here. Like the whole Kier with the sword about to commit his execution as his armies and his industry are in the background. Crazy.
Moments in the history of this company.
What the hell?
One of the darkest moments?
Painful moments in the
Painful moments.
history of this company.
See, is this her coming back right after he tried to blow the whistle? Or at some point she just arrives back on for her shift, and now there's this like new painting down here.
What the hell?
Because yeah, everybody was just roughly yanked back here, except for Dylan. Dylan was down here the whole time.
But the four of you.
Yeah, here. Yeah, dude, look at Milchek. Look out of the suit and tie. Instead, he's got this suit and that like piercing blue turtleneck here. My dude likes blue. Like there's just blue, navy, teal, just different shades of it. Little office computer, a little tree, little is that a bonsai? Little tree. You can tell he's settling in. This is like day one because he has these file boxes here. See, we can start to put together a timeline because when Mark rushing to the intercom to try to contact the board is not going to be as early as episode 1 of the season, because this we saw was already out on full display in that shot. So it hasn't been taken out of the box yet. This is Milchek like just settling in, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed into his new office space.
The four of you.
Yeah, they all show up here and they're like, why are we here? Are we not in trouble? And he's like, no, you've done great work.
Have become known as the face of severance reform.
Severance reform. Innies blow the whistle. Oh my god. What? And they're on like a photoshopped into a motorcade. Published since 1893, the Kier Chronicle. Is there a date on this? I just realized the newspaper they're given is so heavily redacted, so they can't find out too much about what's going on outside, only what the company wants them to know. Hero Lumen employees were celebrated on Sunday for exposing the nature of severed work. I told you, of course they're going to turn this. Already the world has come to say thank you. Oh, how much of this can I read? Please, please. Your trusted source for goings on in Kier in Kier and the greater world. Volume number over 51,000. Early Thursday evening around 7 p.m. police were called to the... I can't read all of this. Seemed disheveled, but the sink in the kitchen was running hot water. Redacted. Was suspicious that a break-in may have occurred. I went to check my valuables immediately. Upon examining my attic, I summoned my grandfather. That's Irving talking. That's Audi Irving. My grandfather summoned someone in the box because any Irving, when he came out to the world, was looking through the box of like Irving's. I began to scour. Some thief managed to summon tapes recorded. During the police investigation of the apartment, detectives noticed that this break-in matches the profile of the Baird Creek Bandit. The Baird Creek Bandit has been... Is this the same article here? Oh, no, it's a different article. The Baird Creek Bandit breaking and entering during work hours related to Severance work? Quite possibly. No, so the actual article, Kier P.E., less than a week has passed since 4 Lumen workers brought the notion of severance reform to the world's attention, and already the world has come out to say thank you. A celebration was held Sunday, redacted. Mark S., Helly R., Irving B., and Dylan G., the something famous innies. All 4 gave speeches praising the courageous acts of their innies and thanking Lumen for its accommodations. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Of course, the board was eager to listen. Other entertainers to perform were redacted. A benediction was delivered by Dr. Rickon Hale. Oh, what? What did Rickon do? A benediction was delivered by Dr. Rickon Hale, author of such hits as The You Are and These Values 9, How I Let Kier In. Wait, Rickon wrote a book about Kier? No. Or did they commission him? Oh, of course they would commission him. Oh, and Rickon would jump at the opportunity. Of course Rickon would want to write a book. They're saying Rickon wrote a book called These Values 9, the 9 Tenements of Kier, How I Let Kier In. In the wake of last week's revelation, Luminous began implementing global reforms to ensure the happiness and safety of their innies. Oh my god, these bastards. A PR twist. Include sexual liberation, improved snacks. Get out of town. Another article over there. Lumen Industries has researched changing the way we recycle plastic waste, repurpose plastic, and in a divine moment last week, science found a way to fix our plastic pileups. This legislation, Lumen's plastic. Okay, so I'm curious about the Baird Creek Bandit. There's something over there on the left that could be. The fact that they specifically mentioned there's a string of burglaries and that it's happening during, quote, work hours raises an eyebrow from old MovieMan here. But, of course, genius move when you think, oh my god, they did it. They blew the whistle. They did. But, of course, like I said, any good company would then pivot and take that and run with it and then change the narrative to fit their story. What's crazy is that in the Audi world, they're all convinced to then, like, be champions of this. But then what's even crazier is like Rickon, I thought he'd be anti-Lumen, but then they claim that he wrote a book, How I Let Kier In. Oh, do you think they're going to convert Rickon? Oh, because he views himself as an intellectual, but let's be real. He's a charming little character, but his perspectives on the world at large are, let's just say, flawed. I don't know, artistically fanciful, but I think he's also, if the right platitudes are provided to him, if he's given the right praise and direction, I think he can be easily malleable if given resources, money, praise, or I don't know. I think the reason, if this is accurate and he has written a book about Kier or like for the company, I think that's if any character were to be converted and possibly go into a accidental villain arc, it could be our sweet boy Rickon.
Okay.
Crazy. So they're back here in the office, but the desks are gone? Question mark.
So we're not in trouble?
I don't think so. Milchick said we're famous.
All of us equally, or one of us is like the star?
Dylan. Dude, we're famous on the outside. Get out of town. Oh, I'm so curious to see what direction they take this narrative in. I want more and more. Because when they made season 1, they weren't sure if they were going to be able to get more done. And I didn't hear about this show until this, like, I didn't really get into this show, I should say, until this year. And boy, am I glad I did. But I think it's getting more and more traction now from, like, word of mouth and Apple TV's marketing campaign.
So what the hell?
What room are they in? Some weird, like, hologram technology. Some type of padded or insulated room.
What the hell did you guys see up there?
Irving's paintings.
It's not our world up there.
It's not our world up there. Well, yeah, of course he's gonna be disappointed. He went up there and like wanted to go meet his lover Bert, and then found out that like Bert was already seeing somebody else. So he's disillusioned. Irving's already, I mean, he saw what he saw inside of Audi Irving's apartment, sure, with these paintings and the hallway leading into the devil, like the lower level demon floor where the innies that never leave are kept. That whole Bert moment was definitely a shot to the gut, to say the least.
It's not our world up there.
But this is a different hallway. Is this the break room? What's Mark wearing, by the way? This doesn't look like an any Mark outfit. I only see a bit of a sweater here, but like this also feels like, if I'm looking just by the face right here, this face looks more like Audi Mark, like his temperament and facial, like his mannerisms. It's only a split second. This is a bit of a reach, but this for some reason gives me vibes of Audi Mark. But then again, any Mark is getting more of a spine these days, so there's also that to consider. Audi Mark at a bar, upset over a... Is that Helly? Wait, is Audi Mark talking to Dude. I think that's Helly. Dude, did Helena Egan approach Audi Mark in the wild for some reason to have a conversation? Mark seems upset. Mark leaves the bar. Yo, I'd love to see more of their interactions outside. Because we've only seen them interact once when Helena was leaving the business and Mark almost hit her with his car, and we knew nothing about him. Is it the same place he's leaving? It looks like the same coat.
Died a few years ago. Except the woman is Miss Casey.
Oh, dude, but he knows. Of course, but now I like how you can tell that any Mark is like he's a good person, or at least there's like intention. There's good intention there, because the first thing he did when he saw that picture that confirmed that Gemma was alive was like book it for Devin to try to get that information across. So I don't know if indebted is the right word, but I'm sure he feels a sense of obligation. Maybe this woman, who I personally only know as a coworker, but is the wife to the true version of who I am. That's rough. Dude, missing posters. Oh, is she just gone? They took her down to a lower level and she's never coming back. So now they're just photocopying missing posters from Miss Casey. If I get a fine Mark's what?
So what are you gonna
Crazy.
I gotta get her out of here.
do? Mark, your Annie said she's alive.
This is obscene.
Now that could be a different scene.
I just want to be sure.
They're two different scenes. Again, the way it's edited, it could be like we're missing a lot of context here for both these scenes, but I'm glad Devin did in fact hear, and Devin wanted to pass it along. But if we're to believe the editing here, Mark is skeptical and, you know, potentially understandably so. But
She's alive.
This is obscene.
But he could be talking about something else. But this is definitely outie Mark, obviously.
I just want to be sure.
Yeah, be sure that his wife's not down there. Dude, the fact that, like, yo, Mark confronts Selvig out here, old Cabell.
Why did you do this?
There's so many people in the comments that have been speculating that Cabell, like, I mean, I have my own grievances and annoyances with her, you know. We serve a kid. Don't make me throw my mug at you. All that aside, some people are speculating, thinking that potentially maybe she's like a plant. Maybe she has a reason to be anti-Lumen. Like maybe she had a connection with Lumen in the past, but she's been disillusioned. Maybe she's trying to help Mark. People have been theorizing maybe she has a deeper connection to Mark than we realize.
What is this all about?
But I appreciate, dude, the balls. Look, I like how both Innie and Outie Mark are getting to a point where they're like, you know what, screw all this nonsense. Like, I need answers right now. Confronts Cabell in her car, no less.
Do you know something about Gemma?
Flashback to him. We're gonna get some tearjerker Gemma wife flashbacks. Oh, dude, come on. You got to give me a happy ending by the end of this.
There'll be no honeymoon ending for you.
But her saying that, you could easily say, oh, it's malicious in intent, like malicious in nature, right? Selvig being Selvig, Cabell being Cabell. Really Cabell, I suppose. That's her true name, I believe. But I think she's just saying that if the theories are to be, you know, assumed correct, and that Cabell is not like an evil force, but merely someone who is almost like a company plant, perhaps, and is just, you know, maybe she is on Mark's side, maybe she is anti-Lumen, perhaps, although she seemed really bought in. But then again, what better way to like really sell yourself to the enemy than to go all in and pledge your life and allegiance to the company and to the man who's the CEO of it. Kind of like when she was talking to Helly and saying like they'll keep you down there, they'll torture you, there'll be pain, it'll be never ending and all this type of stuff. I think it's less of like her making a threat and more of her just maybe it's just a warning. Maybe it's just Cabell being like, Mark, you don't understand. Like there is no honeymoon ending. There is no beating Lumen. Believe me, I've been trying for many years. But again, that's if we subscribe to the theory of Cabell being like an insider, like a plan, like an anti-Lumen, like a conspirator, I think. Yeah, again, they're hiking out in the foresty, the wintry woods. Yeah, wearing that full black coat number, but it's a whole gang of them. Is it 4 of them? But like Innie or Outie versions.
Will be remembered.
And who is this? One would, blinking you miss it, one would think it's Rickon, and I think whoever this is talking to Milchek here. But I think this is another higher up in Lumen, if I had to take a wild guess. He just seems to have that air of like, I am with Lumen, I've already bought in, I'm part of this organization.
Work will be remembered as one of the greatest moments
Oh, they stole the photos.
of this planet.
What do the numbers mean? Now, Lexington letter, there's no direct confirmation, but there's a minor correlation between when she completed her file in that short story and when that like bombing on a competitor of Lumen had a truck somewhere that was like in a different city, and shortly after this gal working with Lumen and one of their like other branches completed her file, then this bomb went off in this in this vehicle in the city. Now, I'm still more subscribed to my own tinfoil hat theory, which is that the numbers are a form of self-regulation, that the reason they feel something from working with these numbers, they feel a connection of sorts, I believe, is because whatever they're doing, like, it's working out the kinks of their own system. They're kind of parsing through their coding as they work out the good, the bad, and they kind of just like work through their their own files, basically. I could be wrong. And again, Irving, but that's Outie Irving. That's his car. That's him in he's ootin' a boot, phone booth, making some mystery calls. People are speculating that Irving also is like maybe a plant of sorts, that he got a job at the company purposefully. We saw with those books, he was tracking names, addresses, other employees. I think Audi Irving is trying to get more information on the company by signing up for the job and having his innie just in there and see what he can glean from it. So I think he might be on our side here trying to expose Lumen. And again, we cut right here to Walken. Interesting. Maybe they meet up again after that incident. And again, the goats. What is it with the goats? Dude, I would love to see, like, what is it, the back rooms? Like, how expansive is the 7th floor where there's literally like an indoor, like, terrarium of sorts? What do the goats play into this? This is some not MK Ultra. Is this like the men who stare at goats? This is some like psychic, like, there's like science, psychology, crazy government experiments and work going on here. I don't know.
You don't value them. You don't value them.
You don't value them. Who is she talking to? I see the dress here. This is Helena Egan right after the outburst from her, like from her in her any form down there in the gala. Is she gonna, again, all these blues. Oh, maybe it's Cabell herself she's talking to. Okay, so yeah, she just goes like, Helena Egan goes to talk to Cabell about what just happened. You don't value them.
You fear them.
You fear them. See, I can get, again, look at it in the way that Cabell's looking at her and talking. The more I see, like, I feel like Cabell's like maliciousness is a bit of a, is not just a bit, but quite of a red herring. She may end up being an actual like protagonist in this story. And if that's the case, it makes sense why she's talking to Helena Egan about the innies in this way. You don't know them, you fear them. Like confronting, like having a little meeting and a powwow, confronting her after the incident at the Egan Gala.
We fear no one.
We fear no one. Oh, okay, Miss Egan over here. Oh, just reviewing the footage, seeing that your innie's falling in love with Mark, huh?
I'm tightening them.
Oh, I hate how that little smirk. She's like, ah, yes. I see. I can use this to my advantage. How crazy. I love that writing, by the way. It seems like Helena Egan. You assume all Egans write like bad juju, bad people. Like Audi Egan just like trying to condemn and push down and like suppress and punish any version of herself because she's also bought in and truly does not care about this version of her.
I'm tightening the leash.
Tightening the leash, huh?
If we let this happen to Miss Casey,
who is alive?
who's gonna step up when
Oh, and they're still, ooh, okay, they're still making the hanky-panky.
who's gonna step up
Lumen surgery? Dentistry. That's like dentist tools, right?
when it happens to us?
Dude, look at the,
Step up when it
dude, is that Irving? New Melon Party, like the facial carving in the watermelon is crazy. That's great.
happens to us.
I like the implication there.
Happens to us.
So Mark finds himself in yet another department, new people in this department, and over here he's trying to like galvanize the workforce. Like the macro data refinement is low key about to try to like lead a revolution against Lumen. Dude, a stop motion animatic of Irving. That's great. What's the context? I see Dylan over here. I see a bit of like motivational corporate posters over here, but Irving blowing his top. Oh no. This gal we saw in the teaser, like, you should never have come back. I think she works in the goat department because, for one, like the way that her sleeves rolled up, she has the bonnet of sorts on around her hair. It's a green ID card instead of blue. Green does seem to have more of like a farm, like a horticulturalist aspect. Her outfit's even kind of a different shade of green. She has the bell, like the cowbell for the goats, right? Who's being waterboarded? Dude, poor Helly. Dude, was this when they were like out in the frozen tundra? Or is this at Lumen? Why is Helena's being waterboarded? And then Mark talking to his wife again. Dude, what is this outfit? What are these outfits? Wearing the full white. He's also out and about in this full, like, white, gray snowsuit coat. You're a new character, but your outfit and the tone of this scene screams resistance fighter. Yo, what? We got Walmart, dollar store, Peter Capaldi over here with like the herder of the goats. What is this guy with? I love this aesthetic, by the way, of the greenery, like the rural like faux landscape, and there's still like they're in an underground office facility, so there's still the like fluorescent lights and the vent fans and like foam tiles. That's great. Yeah, see, look, Rickon at a typewriter, looking very serious right here. I feel like Lumen has him under their thumb a little bit if he's like writing fork here. That's Gemma walking through what I assume is more of Lumen. A very spooked looking Irving, possibly outdoors. Mark running wavelengths.
Goodbye, Marcus.
Wait!
Oh, dude. Oh boy. Okay, that was my scene. There's so much they like just like chalked in there. We're less than a month out. I really hope this is they gave a teaser. They gave us one trailer that hints at a lot, but doesn't really give us any clear. No clear answers. It gives us a direction of where I believe the show is gonna take. Like where kind of like narratively we're gonna go, which is that Lumen is gonna twist the narrative of what happened at the end of season 1, and we're gonna move forward from there. That makes sense. But I like how there's little bits and pieces here of directions we could be going in, just enough to get you really interested, to get the gears going. I will probably make one more video before season 2 drops, just like I want to go through, read the comments, I want to go through it. I've seen and read a lot of your theories and your input, and I want to kind of make a video where we talk about that and we kind of really try to gear up for our headspace for season 2. I will, like I said, I will be doing weekly releases. Early on Patreon, of course, full uncut HD glory. I will be doing a full reaction to season 2 as each episode comes out as quick as I possibly can, in conjunction with my current reaction series for Dark, which we are just cracking into season 1. I'm working on getting my setup this is like temporary angle, temporary setup. You're going to see more and more popping up behind me. It's going to look and sound a lot better, I promise you. I just wanted to get something out in the interim as I moved into the new location. But that's all the time we got for today. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I am so excited for season 2. But anyway, thank you guys and gals, as always, for watching. Thank you for the support. Thanks to you, I'm going to be able to, once I get settled in here and we get everything plugged in and hooked up and ready to go, it is going to be boom, boom, boom. And 2025, boy, howdy, are we going to have a hell of a time with watching these shows and movies and talking about a lot. And I'm glad that so many of you guys and gals are on board for it. I appreciate the support as always. Thank you. Love you. I'll see you then. And goodbye, travelers.